Hey everyone, Fabian, Empire Build Academy. We're back with the Zero to Heroes series, and today's video is all about the daily grind, which it doesn't matter if you are a pay to win, doesn't matter if you're a low spender, doesn't matter if you are free to play. Daily grind is something that we all have to do on the game. Of course, if you're going to go and spend money, there are quicker ways of doing certain events and things like that, but the actual grind itself never changes. And the first thing that I'm going to do on this video today is just show you what I do on a daily basis every single day. I'm sort of into a routine of doing that as well. And the first one is this one here, and it is the daily activity. I make sure that I complete this every day, and I've actually got a little routine where I start off with research. I've already done it today, but I'd do a research, I'd move across to the keep, and I'd do my free levy, which you can see I've already done on there as well. I'd then move on to the hospital and heal any troops that need to be healed in there. I then move on to the trap factory and build any traps that I need to do. I think it's 250 you need, but I just drop it down somewhere nice and quick and get that done as well. From there, I then move across to the tavern and do the Wheel of Fortune, and I do my spins in there. As soon as I've done that, I'm out of there into the shrine, and I do my 5 offers in here. I think it's only 4, actually, that you need to do for the daily activity, but I always do 5. It's just one of those things. I like those numbers to be rounded off. Then we go across to the troops, and again, I just build some simple troops. Normally my T1 is what I'm building in there. What I also do, not part of the daily activity, but because I'm over at this side, I also add my materials to produce, and I always go with the dragon scale, and I just make sure that that is all filled up and producing while away offline. The next thing that I go to is the market, and I do the tax in there. If I've got enough for the food, I will do the food, but be aware that your food can be eaten by troops if you've got too much in there. So on my other accounts, I rarely do the food because I've always got too much food open to be able to do that. But on this one, because it's early and I haven't really got that much open, I will take the food. Food becomes a difficult resource to get further down the line when you are playing the game. From there, I'll go into the black market and I will just purchase things in here. Again, I'm not really too fussed. All I'm looking to do is get the minimum requirements for that daily activity. Again, I think it's 5. Don't quote me on that, but you can check exactly what the different requirements are. From there, I then go to the patrol and I will refresh all of these. I don't purchase them all, but as soon as I see one that I think is fairly decent, and again, early game, there's going to be quite a few on here. That one is an example. I'll click on that. That's that daily activity done. But of course, always use your refreshes because there is that chance that 100 million resources coming out in here, and it's definitely worth checking just in case it pops out. It doesn't look like it's going to do it for the video, but that was to be expected. From there, you can obviously do this if this is what you wanted to do in here, but as I'm doing the daily activity, I will come off that. What I will then tend to do, there is the one in the prison with the labor that you can also do in there, but I tend to now go back to the daily activity chest, click on claim all, let them all add up, and then I will work down the rest of the ones. So build or upgrade building for one time. I just literally shoot across to one of my resources and upgrade that because it's always going to be free, especially again early game. Back across to this, click claim on that. Let's go to the next one down. The heal troops, I'm not going to have enough troops in there, but I will still keep an eye on it. You've got the attack monsters for 5 times, so I'll just jump into there and click on join for all of these. Make sure you're only sending 1 soldier to each march, and I will do that. And this is actually killing 2 birds with 1 stone, because not only do you have to kill the monsters for daily activity, you also have a daily stamina spend limit that you also need to accrue. So again, going back into the activity, attack monsters 5 times, that's now done. Consume 80 stamina. The next one on here is donate 50,000 resources to the Alliance. Click on the goat, takes you there automatically. Do those 13, that's more than enough. And then once you've done that, come back out of there, back in. You kind of get the idea, and I do this every single day on both accounts. The cultivate generals is actually a decent one to do because it comes with some quite decent points. And again, this is another one where you just go into there, you click on the cultivate, and you just do it a few times. Now, there is actually the option to go with the quick cultivate, but personally myself, I just spend that little bit of gold. It really is minuscule in what you need to do, and you really don't need to do it too many times. I think 5, again, is the requirement for the daily activity. So that is more than enough in there. Come out of that, go back into the daily activities, and let's see what what else we're missing. There you go, 5 is the maximum that you needed to do. Compose material 3 times, doesn't matter which one you go into, they all need composing at some point. That one is now done, and now we're starting to get to the stuff that's a little bit tough. So the 180 stamina, that will happen as I do a few more monsters. Attack or defend, can't do that, but I can go to the Greet Champion, which is a new one that's been added to the daily activity. So as soon as you greet the champion twice in here, and I think actually you can do it more than twice, I think it may be 3 times that you need to greet the champion to get the maximum rewards out of here. But again, while I'm in here, it's a reminder to make sure you're always staying on top of those champions and making sure that you are getting the maximum benefit every day. And that's why I called this video the daily grind, because that daily grind, this is just the beginning part. This is just the daily activity. What would I say in terms of length for the daily grind? It's probably about half an hour, 30 minutes a day are spent on doing all the things that you should be doing every day to get the maximum out of playing the game, Evony. And as I said at the beginning, doesn't matter if you're a low spender, doesn't matter if you are free to play or even one of the big spenders out there. This is just something we have to do to get the maximum rewards from the game. So I'll do the second grease on there. As soon as that's done, I can go back over to here and I can then go and claim that. Like I say, I do believe there may be another one for the Greek Champion, and it is Greek Champion 5 times. So that's another thing we can do. This is another one that's been added, the Ranger Knight order. So we can just literally go and click on claim on this, and then all I'm doing is just sending. I'm still early days in terms of my generals, so I don't really need to do any of the refreshes because I just don't have anything. I'll just double check if there's any more gold in there. There isn't, so I'm just going to go with the standard, and again, just speed things along. You notice there was no one else available there, but that doesn't mean there isn't going to be someone available for the green style. You might as well do all of them. Whatever you can physically do, it's all going to add up in the long-term game that is Evony. There's a lot of games out there that don't play in this style. There's a lot of games where I played a couple, actually, not going to mention them on this video, but there's a couple where you feel quite busy at the beginning, and then all of a sudden you're into that 3rd, 4th, 5th week, maybe even a few months down the line, and then it feels like that there really isn't anything going on. That is not the same with Evony. Evony, there is always something going on, and the rewards that you get as well really do make a difference. Again, if I go and show you what's inside this box here, this is box 4, and the different rewards that you get in there: 8-hour speed up times 20. You get the glory golden twigs. You're getting military treaties as well. You're getting that crucial one there, the goddess resonance and honor tokens. These are available in the final 2 chests, and they go to that new wisdom dome for buffs in there. So again, another crucial thing to be doing. Just going to go back over to the monster, see if there's anything new to join. Yes, there is. Again, as I mentioned, that was part of the daily activity requirements, so that is what I'm going to do in there. Click on March and then do the same on the last one. Click on March on there. That is me joined in all of them, and that should actually be 180 stamina spent, maybe. No, 140. Close, but not close enough. And then the last one that we got there is the dispatch trade carriages 1 time. And again, this is just one of those where you go into it, collect all the ones that you did the previous day, and then have a look at what options you've got for today as well. And you can see that's pretty rubbish. I normally look for something like Blood of Ares, or a epic historic general fragment is another one that comes up, or something like this. Again, I'm not going to go too crazy in this because the rewards aren't massive, and you know, I don't want to be spending too much time on something that's not giving me too much. But there you go, the Blood of Ares, that'll do me. I'm happy with that. And again, if I go with the last 2 as well, look for something decent, Blood of Ares times 2. Let's go for that. And then lastly, this one here, and get that done as well. And I can literally speed across. There's that general fragment that I was on about that you can use. Let's get that in there as well. Again, you could go in there and steal other people's stuff if you wanted. So that is how I do the daily activity, and that's that part of the grind done. And I'm not far off now from getting that 5th box and it isn't going to take much for me to do those final boxes, because again, you can see the things that I'm missing in terms of gathering 300,000. That is going to get me some points. That 180 stamina, I only need to spend another 40. I could go and explore relics, and then I've also got that Greek champion 5 times. And again, that Greek champion 5 times is important, not just for the daily activity, but also the fact that it is leveling up your general. Moving on to the next stage of the grind, and the next stage of the grind is what I do in a routine with this with what I do every day, and that is working through the events at the top and also these ones down at the bottom, the valuable events and anything that has got a red dot on it. So I'd be going into all of these, and like I say, this is what I do every single day. I start off with the daily activity. Now it's time to move on to the event center and see what's going on in here, because again, the daily grind is important for all of these things. So going in here, this is what you're getting every single day for just pressing a few buttons, getting that up to 50. So I will just literally speed through this until I get to that final 50. Once I've done that, collect that chest, move on to the next event. And there you can see is the 50, it's complete. Collect that chest, move on to the next one. We've got the Braveheart certificate, which is where you can go in here and collect those rewards, but you don't have to do that every single day. You could do that right at the end. Lucky Bag Strike is where you're spending 10,000 gems each time to open some rewards. And let's have a look at what's in this one. This is what this one is coming with. So you're getting all those additional rewards, but you're also getting a lucky bag. And what I personally do is I go into the lucky bag, I have a look at it. If it's anything less than 150,000, I'm not interested in keeping that bag. This one's 150,000, so I'll keep it there. And I make my decisions at the end. 60,000, not interested, let's get rid of that. You can actually keep that there so that it guarantees you something to get rid of on the next spin, because if they're all full, there's nothing you can do. You might end up with a situation where everything's 150,000. So I'm keeping that at 60,000. Now I can get rid of that. This time I'm not interested. There's not going to be enough in there to tempt me. Again, go back into the spins, doing that. Again, we get some more rewards. Again, I'm going to click on that. 85,000. No, thank you. Let's get rid of you. And you get the idea for this particular event. And then once you've done that, collecting the chests and then making sure that you've also done the challenge quest again. This one is a daily one, so you do want to collect this every single day because they reset. Not like the Dragon Battle where they are stacking up for you to collect all in one go. Come off the Lucky Bag Strike, then go down to the next one, Hecate's Moon. We've got that in there. Nothing going on. Obviously, I need to take part in anything happening, but there is one in here, which is the Spin the Wish times 10. And again, there's the chance of a decent reward, although not always the case. We can wish, no, I can't. That was it in relation to that. Moving down, we've got the Oracle, and this is another one. I've got 2 spins in here, so I'll use them. Didn't get anything exciting, but that doesn't matter. All adds up. The Alchemy Shop is another one as well, where you go into there, and once I've completed all of these, I will be able to collect all of them in there as well. I can click on sell these and get some alchemical coins that you can redeem in the shop for different things. It can feel exhausting when you do it, but I've just got into such a good routine now of just going into all of these different events and just clicking on what this one here is another classic, the Gracer Star Trail. There are a decent rewards. Now, I've been told that there are people that have got this in terms of the main one, the grand prizes, Themistocles, and we've also got this one as well. They do pop out, unfortunately never for me, although I have got the ones where it comes with the tokens, the Starlit tickets, where you can go and exchange that for generals. But beyond that, I haven't really got anything amazing in there. The Feasting Revelry is where you can go in there and use your condiments to make different foods, etc. So we can come off that. But again, you would go in there, you would do this daily. If it's something you can do and it needs doing daily, then it's very important to do it. Now, one thing I do want to mention, Monarch Competition hasn't changed on this yet to the tiered Monarch Competition. And in my opinion, tiered Monarch one is way better than this one. So early days, it's still this, but I think when you go to server versus server, which this one is got to be very close to now. We haven't had our first one yet, but we are getting closer. And when that happens, tiered Monarch Competition will come in. The rewards are so much better in there. So I'm not completely ready to give everything to this in relation to the rewards. The rewards are weak, and that tiered Monarch one is definitely better. So things like construction, things like killing monsters, all these different things, save it until that one opens up. You will definitely benefit more. Wishful Windmill is another one where we can go in there, we can click all the blessings and collect all them. Same with the wind power storage. Now, I've mentioned this before, I'm going to mention it again while I'm here, might as well. When you are on the Wishful Windmill Festival, this down here is collectible after you've summoned 100 times. You can see I've only got 50, so it would be a complete waste for me to use them today. I will use the free one, but beyond the free one, I'm not using the other 50 until tomorrow so that I benefit from getting that general fragment in there. And that's what I'd advise you guys to do as well. So we're pretty much near down the bottom as well. You've got the Explore Sunken Temple, which is an event that opens up. Crazy Eggs is one of those. You've got to wait until you've got enough hammers really to be getting massively involved. But I'm now slowly starting to get to that. But again, you can see how quick these hammers are eaten up at the beginning. But you will get into a stage where you have way too many hammers, and you can definitely do this every single day. There's also other events that go on. Alliance Boss is a classic. Get involved with this all the time. The reason I'm saying that is not only are you getting these rewards here for the different ones for the personal hits and also the alliance hits, but let me just go back into those damage rewards and show you this one here. These items here, the Silver Lionheart badge, are used to claim for additional rewards in the shop, and the classic one, and yes, it is possible, but it is a grind, that one there is actually a piece of civilization equipment. So again, getting those Silver Lionheart badges and collecting them and not getting anything else in here at all, everything else is useless. If you are playing the long game, save those badges and get this when it is available. It does take a long time, 6 months plus if I'm being honest, probably even longer than that. But again, the one who is patient, the one who is doing the daily grind every single day will win in the end. Of course, you're not going to be bigger than any massive spender, but the civilization treasure is a difficult thing to get. So saving the badges until you've got 3,300 and getting a piece of that civilization equipment is definitely advised, especially with how rare it is to get from anywhere else. The last thing I'd do is I'd go into competition. I'd have a look if there's anything in here. Alliance Jewel is a classic. You've got your daily activities that add up every single day. So going into this and daily activity reaches certain points, this is going to take you onto the next stages of that treasure chest claim. And then lastly, down at the bottom, valuable event is the one that I want to go into. I want to make sure that I've got everything in here that I possibly can on a daily basis. This is the last bit of grind that you need to do. This is the last bit of grind that I will be doing in here. Journey to Glory is another one. It's another one where you can get potential Blood of Ares if it pops out, and yes, it does. I've actually had that one pop out quite a few times on my other account, and it is actually more common than some of the other ones in here. We also have the Golden Tree rewards. I personally always shake it when it's at 10. I don't shake it at 5, so I'll do that tomorrow. We've got the Hanseatic Trading Post. I always use this on wood. Just one of those things, that's what I should tend to do. But again, in here, collecting all these different things every single day, and that is it. I'm just going to go across and scan through. This one is another one that you collect daily, worth collecting all the different ones in there. And then once you've done that, I think you are pretty much almost at the end. There are other things that you can do daily in terms of grinding, but I'm just talking about the things that we claim. And when I say there are things that you can do daily in reference grinding, you've got things like feed dragons, you've got things like making sure, we did it anyway, but making sure your research factory is full with all the different materials. There are quite a few of those things that you need to do additionally to the daily grind, but I'll do that in another video. This one here, the Zero to Hero, is all about what I'm doing daily every single day to get the maximum out of the Evony game. That is it for this particular video. I will be jumping back into this. I'll be joining those Battle of Zammers soon. The other thing to mention as well is it is Ultimate War season, which means All-Star Battlefield is very slowly creeping up on us, and if you are someone that is going to be taking part in that, then it'd be awesome to know what and how you are doing things. The chances of me streaming someone from my alliance are pretty high at the beginning, but it might be that I need someone different for the semi-finals and finals. I'm not quite sure how that's going to go and how that's going to pan out at the moment, but that is it for this particular video. If you've got any other tips, please do drop them in the comments, and I will see you in another video very soon. Thanks for watching.